My name's Gary Schotten, and I'm going to talk on the subject today of emotions and how they play a part in your business process and your business decisions. And first of all, I must tell you that emotions can trick you a lot. I'm of the opinion you can't rely on emotions. We're all going to have emotions. Certainly nothing wrong with having emotions, but when they become the deciding factor or have a strong influence in your decisions, you're probably setting yourself up for a little bit of a negative situation in whatever you're going to decide on, because emotions are not reliable. Now, for me, I come from a background of my dad, a farmer and a rancher, and if you know much about that occupation, most of these people are pretty stoic. They're not overly emotional. They have work hard, long days, don't show large extremes in their emotional behaviors. And my dad was in that category. Only a couple times in my entire life did I see a small tear come down from his eye. I never saw him cry. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying my personal background doesn't have me full of a lot of emotions like that. One particular case, I had a loved one, a brother, that actually left home age 15, and that was a pretty tough time, and at one point he needed to come back and get his dad's permission, and my dad was not vindictive. At age 15, my brother wanted to play baseball, and he only could do it if he had a signed permission slip, and my dad signed that slip, and I saw a tear come down his eye, and he told my brother how much he loved him, but he held his ground. My dad wasn't going to back off, and it all turned around to good. Another time, when I was just finishing up college, I had thought about coming down back to the farm and working for Dad, even though I had a college degree at that point. And Dad said, you know, you better keep on, because we've had some terrible swings in the economy. And he had to refinance the entire farm deep. And with a small tear coming out of his eyes, he told me, I'm not sure if I'm going to make this thing turn around and work. We might not even have a farm. Those are the only two times. And so I'm giving you that as background to say I'm not what I would consider an emotional person. I have a lot of joy in my life. I'm an upbeat person. So, you know, there's emotions, but there's emotions that could cause you to make a decision, and that's where it's not reliable. I'm of the opinion that most very successful people are able to control their emotions. And, you know, a lot of times you're pulled into something. You're pulled into someone else's emotions because they've had a catastrophe in their life and they're out of money. And if you don't loan them some money or give them an employee advance right now, you know, they're going to be evicted from their house. And that's a lot of times overstated. And you know, frankly, we have a little saying that just because you have an extremely difficult situation, you're going in a tailspin with out of control. I'm not jumping in the airplane with you and diving down into that. I'm going to keep my emotions in check. And we have all kinds of emotions that we're going to be pulled into. I'm going to talk about some of mine on the good side. You know, you land a good contract, sure, you want to celebrate a little bit. You make a good sale, yeah, you want to celebrate a little bit. But you know, real quick, that's over. You go on to the next game, you go on to the next event. Emotions are not going to carry you through. It's okay, but it's not something that's powerful enough. It's your solid day-to-day good business practices that are going to take you through. It's your solid day-to-day good business decisions that are going to take you. It's your maturing, the process of you getting through things one step at a time, that you become confident and you have a lot of self-confidence. That's what you want to rely on when you're making these decisions. I can think of some good times, certainly when we're had a good month or a good year. We don't want to overstate that. We had a bonus system process for a while when everybody knew what our sales were. Everybody knew for a while what their bonus would be based on sales. And part of the reason was we had not been able to give Employee raises. We're at that spot right now. We haven't given raises for almost 2 full years. And I explained that to our people. It says, listen, I'm not in a position to give a raise right now. But you'll know what's coming because we're going to start giving bonuses based on sales way above what your raise would have been and for a while. And then we're going to do a review and take over. So I'm not moved by somebody's need. I've had situations where somebody came in and they have to have a couple $1,000s to buy a car. Well, in one case, I said, you know, I'm not in a position to do that. I know I could, but it's not healthy. Here's $200. I gave it to them as a gift. This is many years ago. You use that $200 as a seed towards you getting the rest of your money to get that car. I've helped in different ways, but not moved on emotion. You're going to be pulled from a negative way into other people's situations. You're going to have, I refer to my travels overseas. We're going to get emails and situations when grandma's in a hospital and she's about to die, and unless you send $2,000, you know, we got to get that for the medical bills, or we got a crop that's about to fail, send $500 or $5,000. You know, I'm not going to get that pulled into that because I can't just send money because somebody was in a jam and they needed help. I don't know what they've done, how they've spent their money, so I'm actually doing them a disservice, I think, when I send. Certainly, if there's a catastrophe or an immediate need, you make the judgment, but those kind of things are reoccurring on a real regular basis. You know, I found out another good thing. When you have an opportunity for, wow, a great deal, well, you could be moved into emotion on that. I have a little policy that says if somebody gives me an ultimatum and says, you know, this is your last chance to buy this. If you don't buy it today by 4 o'clock, it's not going to be available. And they ask me what my answer is. And when they throw that card of fear, that's an emotion, fear that you won't get it tomorrow, the answer is always no. No, I don't want that. I don't need it. Now, if I've done my research and I'm on top of it and I know exactly what I'm doing, then I'm making my decision based on the reality of the facts, not on the emotion, not on the situation, not on the randomness of something happening unexpectedly. I have thought it through. Believe me, I'm not perfect in this realm, but I have some control, and I think if you're going to operate a business with any size and volume where you even have the appearance of having money, you're going to have to deal with other people's emotions. That means you're going to have to keep your emotions in check, under control. And you know, you can have all the love for your children and grandchildren and show affection there. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in making business decisions, be the solid rock. Well, I hope these help you. I hope you would share these with other people. This is the only and main way that we spread the word. Thank you for being with me.